going forward, what are you looking forward to the most in your career? Like, what is your 5-year plan?
Definitely, like, acting has always been number one, but a lot of people don't know that, like, I write as well too, and I've actually directed a couple of plays at the ensemble.
Okay.
It was for their YP program, their Young Performance program, but I also want to, like, do more of that, more directing, writing.
Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Conversations with Tavares. I am your host, and today's guest is an actor. You have seen him in commercials. You have seen him on your TV screen in shows like Queen Sugar. You may have even caught him on stage performing in a play. He is the one and only. He is the young, gifted, and black Mr. Tanner Ellis.
I appreciate that introduction.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
That made me feel good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I appreciate you being here. Couldn't do it without you, sir. So, before we get into all the wonderful things you have done as an actor, let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
So, when did you know that you had the gift and that you wanted to pursue it?
Okay, I took my first acting class. It was actually at the Ensemble Theater, where I did the play Pipeline. Yeah, I was 7 years old. It was like, I was 7 or 8 years old, and so my parents, they just threw me in the summer class, and I was like, okay, this is it. Like, I want to do this. And like every summer in elementary, middle school, I would like go back and do plays there. And then I would start doing main stage theater shows like around the city of Houston, like at the Ensemble and Tuts and Main Street Theater. And then it just transitioned into TV and film as I got older. I signed with the talent agency here in Houston and one in New Orleans, and then that's, you know, how I've been getting commercial and TV and film work.
Okay, so so your family obviously has supported you along the way, and that has made a big difference for you.
Yeah.
As far as helping you, you know, build your confidence to be able to do the things that you're doing in your career.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps because my dad, he's an artist as well too. Like literally he paints, he's an artist, and so he understands like the lifestyle and like the mentality of like, okay, if you have this dream and you really like, you know, want to like, if you're focused on it, you know, getting it by all means necessary, then, you know, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices, and you know, your path is gonna be a little different than everybody else's. You know, you're gonna have to, you know, just, you know, sacrifice some things that most people wouldn't sacrifice for that goal or dream to have. But yeah, my parents definitely support it.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, tell us what was your first project that you secured as an actor?
First project, well, theater-wise, like main stage project, I'm thinking like professionally when I got paid, it was Joe Turner's Come and Gone. I was 10 or 11 years old, and so that was my first like main stage show. We ran for 2 months at the Ensemble, and then I remember my first commercial. It was in high school, my sophomore year of high school, and it was in Canada. It was for Ep.2-featuring. And so it was a 9-day shoot, and like, you know, they flew us out there. I was like, this is, you know, so dope to go out the country and do that. But probably my most memorable shoot or gig so far is Cloak and Dagger. One, because like I'm a Marvel fan, so it was cool to do, you know, to work on a Marvel TV show. So yeah, probably that.
So just, you know, for the people out there viewing the show, you know, the young people, aspiring actors, I'm sure, just like with anything, you know, even like a new job, you know, you may go into it with a little bit of nervousness, you know, of it being new to you. How did you overcome that, being young?
I think just repetition, just, you know, doing it over and over. You know, it's like working on a muscle or practicing a sport or practicing any talent or skill that you have. You know, the more you do it, you know, the more confident and prepared you feel about it. And so, I mean, the nerves are always there, that adrenaline's always there. It wouldn't be fun if it isn't. Like, anytime like you're about to step out on stage or before they say action and everything, like it's like, you know, some sort of rush. But not like a freak out nervous, like where you're not confident.
So you still feel that a little bit today when you perform?
Yeah, like an excitement, adrenaline, like, yeah. Because I feel like if that, you know, if that wasn't there, then it'd be like, all right, you'd just be going through the motions, so yeah.
Right. So, how did it feel for you when you went on the audition and you got your first, because we were speaking about your first gig a moment ago.
Yeah.
When you went after audition. I'm sure you probably went on auditions several times before you got your first part.
Oh yeah.
So what does it feel like when you secure that first project or first role?
They have a saying like in the like acting world or the acting community, like every 50 auditions you audition for, you'll get one, and that's like literally true. There's so many people, they'll see like, oh, like okay, like you said, I saw you in this commercial, you did that, but it's like there's so many other things like I've auditioned for that you just don't get, you know. So like I'll take Cloak and Dagger again for instance, because that was my first TV role, and then it was like Queen Sugar right after that. So actually I did that as a self-tape, because self-tape has like been, you know, sort of new the past couple of years. So sometimes you would go into the room and do the audition, and then sometimes, you know, you would just tape it at home, send it in. But now, like, you know, post-COVID, during COVID times, everything's just self-tape. So I sent in the audition, and then I got a callback for it. It was a Zoom callback with the like producers and the director, and I don't know if it was some of the network execs or not. But so I did the callback, and then like a week later, my agent like emailed and called me and was like, "Hey, they want to, you know, fly you out to New Orleans, and it's like gonna be a 2-week shoot." And I was just like, that was really cool. I think it was like my first semester at TSU, so I missed like 2 weeks of classes. I was like, forget this, and I ended up going back, you know. But I was like, no, this is, you know, what I really want to do. But about like the what I was saying about like the rejection part of it, I think that's a very big tool or skill that all actors, artists in general, you know, rappers, singers, dancers, you know, anybody, all entertainers, because, you know, it's just a lot of rejection out there, and a lot of people don't see that side. They just see like the glitz and glam and like, you know, how we all post on Instagram all our success and stuff, but there's a lot of like rejection as well too. So
do you think the rejection is a vital part of helping an actor grow in a sense? Because after being rejected, you know what I'm saying, it gives you more, it makes you look more into yourself and then working on your skills, you know, a little bit more. Do you think that's important that, you know, you do experience that?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a must, like all actors go through it, but I think you can go like one or two ways with that. And I've seen it like, and I've actually been like going through that, like, dang, like you just got to stay focused on remember the goal. Like one way you can go is, okay, the rejection is just building me, and I can like take this, you know, just getting a thicker skin. And then I see like some of my actor friends, it like deters them the other way. It's like, okay, I'm done with this. Like I'm just gonna go back, you know, work my 9-to-5 job, have stable income, because you never know when your next gig is gonna be, or you know when where your next check is gonna come from. So I've seen it like go one or two ways. But like me, like I just like to listen to, you know, the older heads and like the legends in the game, like Denzel and Terrence Howard and Will Smith and like Jamie Foxx and them, and they all have the same story, like how they all say like how they've auditioned for other, you know, work, and like the other actor got it, and so many times that they got rejected. So I'm like, okay, it's just a part of the process.
Yeah, because I think if you go out and, you know, get every part, you know, that you try out for, then I mean that would just be too easy. So speaking of actors and artists like Denzel, like is he one of the people that you look up to or have been inspired by?
Yeah, I feel like of course everybody would say Denzel, but definitely Denzel, Samuel Jackson, Forrest Whitaker, Taye Diggs, and Will Smith and like Terrence Howard. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and Idris Elba. Yeah.
All right, so you actually had the privilege of working with a well-known actor on one of your projects by the name of Lamont Rucker.
Yes.
Tell us about that experience.
So we actually had the opportunity to work together on this short film called Voices. So we shot it in Baton Rouge, and it's a journey. It's a story about 9 students who are writing about their journeys, just about, you know, the conflicts and the problems that they face in America, whether it's like police brutality, abusive relationships and stuff. And so I played one of the students, and actually my topic that I was, you know, dealing with, my character was dealing with, Muhammad, was police brutality. And so I was sharing my experience via Zoom, because we incorporated COVID into the film, just, you know, keep it up to date with the times. And Lamont actually played the professor. And so it was a great film of, you know, just all of us sharing our stories. And he has a great personal story in there too.
Okay. So did he offer you any advice that you know, have taken with you in helping you to maneuver?
Not directly, but just like watching him on set, watching how he works and just his professionalism and stuff. I just like admired that and was like, okay, just taking mental notes of that.
Okay. So far on your journey, you've done several commercials, ads. You add into your resume as far as the feature films,
Right.
TV projects. What has been the most exciting or memorable project for you or experience so far?
Honestly, it's crazy to say, but all of them, like in a way. But like, just certain ones just always like stick out, like of course Cloak and Dagger. But even like on Queen Sugar, I had just one line screaming out of the car, like as a high school student. But just being on that set, that was like fun, doing that. Every commercial shoot, whether it's like for Pepsi or Lakewood Church or for Verbo, Driveway, EF Tours, it's like those are always memorable and fun. And commercial shoots are always quicker, like a day or two or so. And so that's like, that's great. But of course, working on the first feature film, A Sister's Deadly Pledge, which premieres on Lifetime this September, that's, that was definitely memorable.
Okay.
Oh, and then also Mr. and Mrs. Ellis, because that got nominated for NAACP Image Award.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
That was cool. I didn't even know about that. And then the director and the producers on that project, they were submitting that to a bunch of film festivals, so it ended up winning a bunch of awards and getting nominated for different awards at film festivals all over the country. So that was a cool experience.
That's good. So now, speaking of your work as an actor, we mentioned earlier that you have performed in, is it one play or you've done a couple plays?
A couple plays, yeah.
So the one that I actually got to experience seeing you perform in was called Pipeline.
Yeah.
So talk to us about the difference performing on stage versus on camera.
Okay, so stage and theater, it's definitely, they're two totally different energies. But stage and theater, it's more of a live, like present, like instant, reaction energy from, the talent and the audience. So, if anything goes wrong, you have to, as a performer, you have to just adapt and overcome and know how to fix that mistake. Whether if it's like TV or film or anything, we can stop, go back, repeat, give different angles, change the lighting and sound and stuff. But you have to be like skilled in both. Some actors like only do theater and some only do like TV, film, and then some do both. But it's totally two different worlds. But I enjoy both. I honestly ask myself like, which one do I like more? I always love theater because I've always been like a theater kid, like growing up, always doing plays in school and stuff. But TV and film is very different too, because you'll shoot a take like literally over 10 times and have to get it right each time.
Yeah, I got to experience that for myself because years ago I was actually an extra in, you were young then, but they filmed the MC Hammer story here some years back, like 20 years ago as a matter of fact. I think it was in 2001, somewhere around there. So you were a little tight maybe, but I was an extra there, and then just the experience them having to shoot scenes over and over and like get different angles and different sides and stuff. I'm like, okay, well I see why perhaps y'all get paid so much, because I'm sure there has to be taxing after a while, long hours. But so I do understand what you're saying when you're talking about that. But also I did get to see you again in Pipeline, and like I said, the talent and the skills are definitely there. You delivered for sure.
I appreciate
in that play.
that.
There was a portion where it required you to be really emotional, and so you really delivered that. So you got talent, y'all.
I remember I was up there boo-hooing, crying.
So what going forward? What are you looking forward to the most in your career? Like, what is your 5-year plan?
Definitely like acting has always been number one, but a lot of people don't know that like I write as well too, and I've actually directed a couple of plays at the ensemble. Okay. It was for their YP program, their Young Performers program, but I also want to like do more of that, more directing, writing, producing with TV and film and with theater. But as far as acting wise, like I definitely see myself with some either recurring role or series regular role on any network. Like I'm just so thirsty for just that recurring role on a TV network, and then of course more films. Yeah.
Okay. So,
but I mean, times are definitely changing, because when I say films, like feature films and then films, of course, and all these different streaming networks, because of course, like people are still going to they're not going to the theater as much, but they're trying to push theaters and films more. But everybody likes to be on Netflix and Hulu and like Tubi and everything, and just watch TV there. So
yeah. So have you begun working on any ideas for something you want to produce, or work on direct for yourself?
I'm actually at the ensemble. I'm working on a play that I wrote that I'm trying to like get started up there. So yeah, it's actually, everything's like sort of getting set in stone. I'm just like, I gotta stop being nervous and be like, okay, come on, like do it. Yeah. But I'm excited. It's just like, yeah.
Okay, I'm sure you'll do well. Just like with everything else you've been doing so far.
I appreciate that. So I'm excited.
Well, looking forward to that, definitely. So let me know when that's coming up.
Definitely.
Yeah. So one thing that people may not know about you is that in addition to being an actor, you're also a businessman. You have partnered with someone you're very familiar with, your dad.
Yeah.
And what is the name of the company?
Yeah, Ellis Fine Art. So my dad started it like 30 years ago. It's like, as we were talking about earlier, how he's an artist and how he's all about pursuing his dream. He started off as a chemist, and he was like, this is great and all, but like art is my passion. I love painting. So he started that, and like his artwork has been featured in like magazines and newspapers, some TV shows and films as well too. And yeah, he's really like, he leads the way and like has taught me everything, and just so much like the business side of things. And so I just admire him for like the talent and like that business mindset. But what I do, like what I incorporate to the business is I run like all his social media pages and stuff, his website, and just coming up with like different like marketing and sales and giveaways and stuff, for the company, just to like update and refresh it,
Yeah, that's cool. So how do you enjoy working with your dad?
Oh, we get into it a lot. Yeah, we're just alike, but it's good though.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I understand it. I definitely understand. So we've gone back and forth about your business venture with your dad. We've talked about some of the things that you have done since a kid up until now, and what your desires are for your future. For someone out there that may be watching this at some point, what advice do you have for anyone that's looking to pursue a career, whether it's in TV, whether it's in film, whether it's business? What do you have?
Well, I'm not old. I'm only 26. I know that's not a whole bunch of life, but because I don't want to come off like, oh, I'm so like wise and stuff. But just from my experience in life, it's just, I don't know, just to like not give up, and like no matter what it is, like people are gonna say, and it's gonna be surprising, because sometimes it'll be from the family or inner circles. People like will deter you from your dreams, or be like, oh no, like no, you sure that's gonna work out, or act, and people are just gonna laugh and make fun of you. But like you just gotta like believe, and just like, I don't know, just stay at it. I don't know.
I mean, it's important to put that out there for people, because somebody is out there, struggling with taking that first step.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest hurdle to overcome, is having the confidence to take that first step, because if you don't, you'll never know.
Right.
And and it's good to hear from people that are actually doing something, or have some things on their resume that they've actually completed. Because I remember when I was younger, I wanted to go down that road into acting, and I remember telling my dad that I had ran across a school where you could take acting classes, and I remember telling him that I wanted to do that, and I still remember those words to this day of him asking me, what makes you think you can act? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and not that I'm sure he meant anything bad by it, but it's like, okay, you want me to spend this money to do this for you, what makes you think you can do that? So needless to say, I never took the acting class.
Right, I get what you're saying.
But
Right.
you know, later on, you know, I've had the desire to be my own businessman and pursue other things. And so it was taking that first step that makes a difference. You're gonna have ups and downs, you know, you're gonna have setbacks here and there, but you just have to keep going, you know, if you believe in yourself. And so that's why I always like to ask that question, like, what do you have as advice-wise to offer someone to just give them a little motivation to just start moving? You know what I mean? So that was good. I appreciate that.
No, you're definitely right, taking that first step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the climate that we're in now, we're gonna shift a little bit to talk about some things that are going on in the world. Like you just mentioned, you're 26, so you're still young, you're still a little tight. So when you look at some of the things that are happening in the world, so like, what are your concerns for like the future?
Like the war in Russia and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's always something going on. I mean,
what's going on? That's it. No, you're right. There's always stuff going on. Honestly, my biggest concern right now, I don't need gas prices to rise anymore.
You know, I feel you.
That's so selfish. But no, we need world peace and we need love in the world. That's what we need.
Definitely.
No, all this, I don't know. You know?
I mean, that's true. That's good. Yeah.
All this fighting, I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a better way that we can resolve conflict and issues without having to resort to war and, you know, senseless loss of life. But yeah, I'm hoping that you know, they resolve that quickly and, you know, things get back to a better place and we get back to better gas prices.
Yeah.
And move on with life and enjoy life. It's bad enough we've, you know, been dealing with COVID for the last couple of years, going on 3 years. Yeah. So just want peace and, you know, just be able to be free to live and enjoy life. Anything else you want to address in the moment or talk about?
No, not really.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier about a film that's coming up on Lifetime. Let's put that out there again. What is the film?
A Sister's Deadly Pledge. That's going to be out on Lifetime this September 22.
Okay.
And you can follow me at t.ellis_ and my business page is at t.ellis_fine_art.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in again. I want to thank my guest Tanner Ellis for joining us on another episode of Conversations with Tavares. Make sure at the end of this video you like, subscribe, and comment, and make sure you share with others so that they can see this as well. And we will see you on the next episode. Have a good day.